Oh god, I figured that's the perfect way to start this review. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome all to a brand new opening night. I know I'm a couple weeks late on this one, or a week or two, I can't remember off the top of my head, but fuck, I need to get something out for Friday. So, yeah, I just got back from Dragonball Super BROLY, and okay, full disclosure, for anybody who is new to my channel, first of all, thank you for subscribing, all our new subscribers. If you want to support this channel, link down below to our Patreon page, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but we barely use it, and also check out our website at BigJackFilms.com. Now, with that out of the way, full disclosure, I fucking love Dragon Ball Z, even GT I like, and Super and everything. I've been a hardcore fan of the series for 20 years. Like, I remember growing up in Canada, I watched Dragon Ball with, you know, the awesome intro, Dragon Ball, gotta find those Dragon Balls. Love that shit when I was a wee kid. When I moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, instantly got into Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, or all the Dragon Balls in general, is probably my number 3 all-time favorite anime, next to Sailor Moon and Inuyasha. The show, I was hooked on it right when the Frieza saga started, right when Dragon Ball was just starting to really get into the pop culture, and I've been following it ever since. I remember watching reruns of Dragon Ball Toonami when Funimation dubbed it. I remember the Cell saga. I remember the Boo saga. I remember, even GT. I mean, GT I kind of got into a little late in the game until it came out on DVD. It's funny, because when we moved back to Canada, we had the shitty Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. Now, no offense to the actors, I know a lot of the Ocean actors are fucking brilliant, Scott McNeil and Kirby Murrow, to name a few, but I was heavily into the Funimation dub, with Sean Shukamel, Chris Sabat, and all those guys who I've met a lot at a few cons, and they're really nice people, so heavily into Dragon Ball, heavily into that shit. Even the movies, I mean, I've seen most of them. I remember seeing Dead Zone, and a few of the movies on when YTV did their Animania on New Year's Eve. I remember watching Bardock, the father of Goku. I remember renting the BROLY movies when they came out on DVD. I used to rent them from my local Blockbuster Rogers Video. So yeah, I've been a fan of the series since, and yeah, I'm gonna probably get into more detail about how I felt about the show growing up, and that will be as a little hint to what is to come for our 100th episode of the BigJackFilms Reviews, which should be airing in April. We're currently going to start production on it soon, but yeah, the 100th episode is happening, and I'll get into more detail there. But yeah, bottom line, fan of the series, love my anime shit, it's fucking awesome. So, the new BROLY movie, Dragon Ball Super, and before I get into it, just very quickly, I have been kind of watching Super a little bit. I mean, I know pretty much the entire series so far, but let's be honest, I only watch it for 18. She's the best character in the show. Spoilers, by the way, she's not in this movie, which is kind of a bummer for me, but I don't fucking care. In this film, in general, is not focused on her, it's focused on that. But anyway, the BROLY movie essentially takes place right after the Tournament of Power. Goku and Vegeta are essentially training, still wanting to be at the top of their game and shit. You know, Goku's still getting over the whole instant transmission, Super Saiyan, I don't even know what the fuck they're on at this point. But he's pretty much gone, like, beyond God mode, which I don't know how that's possible. So, this takes place, after the Tournament of Power, but it also takes place as 25% of this film is actually a prequel that not only retells the entire, history of the Saiyans before Frieza blew it up, but it also retcons a few things. It actually kind of retcons, but it also kind of creates a new element to the story. Going in, I was thinking, like, because they've introduced Beerus, who's, like, the god of destruction, and unfortunately, and the thing is, like, they bring up that he was the one who pretty much said, go ahead to Frieza to blow up, Planet Vegeta. Now, as much as that's not mentioned in this movie, I was hoping they would explain it more as, like, this is why the planet needed to be destroyed because of BROLY. So, we see, one, King Cold, who is Frieza's father, retire from running Planet Vegeta, and gives Frieza in charge. Now, Frieza is basically the bastard son of the Joker and Joffrey in terms of anime characters. This guy's a bastard. He is a tyrant. He kills anything that moves. But there's a lot of great Easter eggs in this film, but I'll get into that in a sec. But anyway, so we see that they're prepping to destroy the planet Vegeta. King Vegeta sends BROLY, who is this strong Saiyan child, off to a distant planet, as well as his father, who follows suit. Meanwhile, we have Bardock, who you know is the father of Goku. And by the way, this does kind of ignore the father of Goku plot lines in the Dragon Ball Z movies and specials. But one thing we get to see for the first time in Dragon Ball's history, we see Goku's mother. I forget what her name is already, but her and Bardock decide, we know Frieza's gonna blow up the planet, let's send our son to another planet, where there's better inhabitants. So, basically, they've pretty much summed up that Goku is basically Superman. He has the same origins as Superman, he has the same, growing up as Superman. He's Superman. Goku is essentially the Japanese Superman, so you can see why Death Battle, and everybody's had this argument about who would win a fight, Goku or Superman. Because, it's the American superhero against the Japanese superhero, East versus West, Kong versus Godzilla. We've seen this a ton of times, but to the point. So, Planet Vegeta blows up, and we actually get to see BROLY grow up with his father, who is a fucking asshole, who trains him like an animal, like a beast, like a circus animal. Circus animals go through a lot of shit, but he treats him like that throughout the years. So we cut after the Tournament of Power, and Goku and Vegeta are training, and meanwhile, Frieza is, because if you guys have watched this Tournament of Power, they do revive Frieza with the Dragon Balls and have him help in the Tournament of Power, and then for his service in helping, they don't send him back to hell, they let him go on his merry way, and in that sense, he is plotting to, as much as I guess he kind of respects Goku and Vegeta at this point, he still seeks his revenge and has been going out into space to rebuild the Frieza Force in hopes of one day finally destroying Goku and Vegeta. But luck has it, there's this green chick who, God, I can already tell is gonna have a lot of fucking DeviantArt and fan art dedicated to her, because she is really aimed at that kind of Rule 34 area of Dragon Ball. There's for those fans. I'm part of a Discord server called the Queen 18 Discord server. Queen 18 is one of our channel friends, linked down below to her YouTube page. But I've seen what those people talk about. It's just like, I can see why this character was created. But anyway, so she finds BROLY and the dad, and they bring him back to Frieza, and Frieza sees potential power in BROLY to become a weapon to be used against Goku and Vegeta. So, you have your classic battle that's pretty much the rest of the fucking movie, where you have Vegeta and Goku fighting BROLY. Goku gets his ass kicked, like, it's painful. He gets all sorts of fucked up, and because they just can't, take him all at once, they retreat to Piccolo while Frieza handles BROLY because he realizes, shit, I fucked up, I have a monster in my hands, I gotta take this guy out myself, but at the same time respect him. But meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta go to Piccolo, who they try to use the fusion technique without the earrings, and they create Gogeta, who only appeared in a few of the movies, I believe? Yeah, he only appeared in a few of the movies. So, Gogeta now fights BROLY, and then, the green chick, you see this chick you see in, like, I'll get to that. Green chick uses the Dragon Balls, wishes BROLY back to his planet, and stays with him. And Goku sees a worthy ally in BROLY. So, bottom line, this movie officially makes BROLY canon. It officially makes his BROLY canon. And ends in a way that sets up for future episodes of Dragon Ball Super, which, if they're planning anything, I'm excited because I want to see where this goes. I want to see, like, BROLY, like, ally with Goku or Kakarot and Vegeta, and, Frieza can still be a possible force. And you know what, goddammit, while we're on a sub, very quickly before I get to my thoughts on the film, hey, guys who are making Dragon Ball Super, can you get Cell back, number one? Everybody wants Cell back, for fuck's sakes, because Cell has only appeared in one season, and we want him back. He is a worthy enemy to come back in the show. Number one. Number two, since you're making BROLY canon, can we get the super androids canon now? I know you had Super Android 13 and then GT you had Super 17. Motherfucker, I want Super Android 18. Make that shit happen, please. There's been enough concept art for that shit. I want to see this happen. I want all the super androids in the shit. Make Supercell and Super 18 fighting. Fuck, make that. I don't care. Like, I want to see that shit. Like, that would be a gift to the world. Thank you. So, Dragon Ball Super BROLY. I liked it. It's a fun movie. It's a good continuity within the series. It adds so much more story details that we never saw before. And it just adds more to like the show and just establishes BROLY and makes him a great character. And that's something I really liked about this film, is that in the previous BROLY films, he is an animal. He is a monster who can't be controlled and constantly has to like be kicked to the curb by Goku. This one, they actually give him character. They give him like a three-dimensional character story. You know, he's raised as this prominent super child, and his father abuses him. He had little to no friends except for this weird, like, dog worm thingy, which was really weird. There's a lot of great, exploring the worlds of the space of Dragon Ball. You know, we get to see more of, like, where all the planets are, what the Saiyans use as technology. I mean, hell, I was actually, while watching the whole opening, the first quarter of this film in the Saiyans, I noticed, like, this feels a lot like Star Wars, and what do you know, Broly's dad shoots a blaster, and it's Han Solo's blaster. I'm like, this is Star Wars! But yeah, so, like, they add so much character to BROLY, which I really enjoyed. Like, they make him a sympathetic character. He's kind of like this animal who can't be controlled. And what I really love is how they kind of explain his power, because before he would just become this bulk Hulk Super Saiyan motherfucker and just say, oh, it's just, you know, it's the legendary mode, which you do see at some point in this movie, but it's not really glanced at, it's not really glorified as much. They do explain that he used the power of the Ozaru giant ape after getting his tail removed to harness his power to become his own form of a Super Saiyan, which is fucking fantastic. I love that, because that's one of the things in Dragon Ball that after Z, they pretty much just gave up at that point, and that was the Ozaru powers, because I think there is great potential for the Ozaru powers to be more used, especially with the Super Saiyan God and everything, like a Super Saiyan God Ozaru. I mean, we've seen the Golden Ozaru in Dragon Ball GT for very briefly, but let's get, like, Super Saiyan God Ozarus. That would be fucking holy shit. Like, Godzilla would be shitting his pants in the corner. Yeah, I said it. But anyway, so, they give BROLY character. The only, like, I mean, you get all your classic characters. It's a Goku Vegeta story, of course. You have Frieza. But you also see, like, again, there are great Easter eggs in this movie. You see the Ginyu Force. You see Nappa. God damn it, thank you, Team 4-Star. I miss Nappa in the series. You made him a prominent character, so I think that was kind of your take on it. You also see Raditz. Raditz is in this movie, and, you know, they establish Raditz, which is great, because I really think there's more potential for characters who only had one-offs. Like, I want to see Cell again. I want to see Nappa and Raditz again. Like, get them back in. Hell, like, at some point, I think there's got to be a movie or a special or an episode where Goku finally meets his father. Like, that's got to happen at some point. He has to meet his mother and father. Imagine the kind of like, emotional potential that could have in terms of his character. You know, for his whole life, all he had was his friends, but he also had Grandpa Gohan, who squished when he was a child as the Ozaru, but that was the only parenting he ever had, and honestly, I think for Goku, that would be an interesting concept to see him meet his parents. I mean, I guess you'd have to revive them with the Dragon Balls. I mean, fuck, how the fuck has Vegeta not wished for, with the Dragon Balls for planet Vegeta to come back and all of its inhabitants? Because, God, that would be something to do, is to go back to planet Vegeta. Let's see Goku visit his homeworld. Let's see Vegeta come back and see his homeworld. That's not a movie. There's great potential in where the series can go, and so many great opportunities and potentials you could take this and, like, show in terms of character. So, Yeah, like the characters are, you know, they're classic. They're your classic Dragon Ball characters, the ones we grew up with. You know, you got Sean Shukamel's Goku doing fantastic. You got Vegeta, Chris Sabat back. You got Piccolo back. The whole gang's here, except for a few other characters that I kind of wish were around. But yeah, like, that's all great. The animation, wow, like, this is probably the best animation, Dragon Ball has gotten. Like, over the years, as I've seen the first, like, because this is essentially kind of part of a trilogy of movies, unless they do another one, which they probably will do more super movies. But I did see Battle of Gods, funny enough, I did see Battle of Gods in theaters. And I wasn't intentionally supposed to see that. I was supposed to go see the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie. But when I see Dragon Ball Z movie Battle of Gods playing right now, I'm like, okay, Michael Bay, you're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna watch a good fucking movie. So, yeah, so, you know, I saw Battle of Gods in theaters. I waited for, Resurrection F for home video, and I liked it. It was fun. It was one of those things I really wish I did see in theaters, but this is fun. This is fun to see in theaters, although, quite frankly, the theater I was in wasn't really that packed, unfortunately, which is a shame, because this movie's actually making good money right now. I think it passed $100 million at the box office, which, for a Dragon Ball movie, is fucking spectacular. Now, goddammit, if we can get a proper live-action movie, we'll be set. None of that evolution crap. Let's get an actual big budget adaptation going. I think there is potential for that. So, yeah, the animation's great. It's some of the best in the series. The music's standard. I mean, like you saw in the intro, I kind of miss Bruce Falconer's work on the Funimation dub. I really wish they would incorporate more of that into, like, the English version of the series, but the music's okay. There's a lot of chanting in this one. And my guess, with Super BROLY, they took a lot of initiative from the leaked score that the composer for Godzilla King of the Monsters is doing, where there's a lot of chanting in the original music. So, you know, you hear, you know, go BROLY, go Goku, you hear all that, and it sounds pretty good. Like, this is pretty much the Dark Knight Rises of the Dragon Ball movies, because you got Snow, you've got this big bulk motherfucker breaking Goku, and then the character comes back. It's all good. And it also ends on a cliffhanger. So, yeah, trying to think. So, is there any negative points at this film? I mean, some people have kind of complained that it does kind of wipe away old continuity that people enjoyed about the series. But in that sense, it also adds more, and it makes it a little, it's improved. It's improved continuity. I wouldn't say it wipes continuity, it's improved continuity. Obviously, the super movies are completely out of canon now. But in terms of, you know, Bardock the father of Goku, that's questionable. And in terms of, but yeah, they added more to BROLY, so it's more improved continuity than it is wiping it. But I know people will have a problem with that, essentially. The other thing is, there are a few minor plot holes in this sense, because Frieza's gathering the Dragon Balls. Now, if you guys watched the show, you might remember his original wish was to be granted immortality. Now, in this one, he wishes to be a few centimeters taller. Frieza, why are you not wishing for immortality? Because once you wish for immortality, plus the gold form, you will not have a problem killing those fucking Saiyans. So I don't know why the fuck you're not wishing for immortality. I mean, you're not gonna end up like Garlic Jr., where he ends up in the dead zone. But fuck, man, like, kind of a lame wish, honestly. Like, I get it, he's the Emperor, and people make fun of him because he's short, but who cares? You can destroy planets with the flick of your wrist, like, better than fucking Thanos. Why don't you fucking wish for immortality? You know, hell, even then, you could stop Thanos. Fuck, you could stop Shaggy for all those fucking memes that are out there. Jesus Christ. Fuck, I love those memes. But to the point, so that's a little bit of a plot hole. The other thing is that, I mean, because BROLY is essentially as strong as the Super Saiyan gods. Where is Beerus? I know Beerus is babysitting Bula or Bra or whatever you call her now. I can't remember. Last time I checked, it was Bra. I can't remember at all. But he's babysitting her the whole movie. And it's Whis who actually at some point stands up to BROLY, which is a nice little touch. And, you know, BROLY can't touch him, but still. But the whole thing is like the fact that Beerus is not there to just stand by in case something happens just proves that BROLY, despite being very strong, Super Saiyan God strong, he's not really a threat to Beerus, and it kind of takes away a little bit of the tension, honestly, is the fact that, you know, Beerus is essentially the strongest person in the universe, and here you have, you know, this new threat, this villain, and it just seems kind of pointless. So that's a little bit of a downside, but it doesn't affect the movie whatsoever, and I would suggest, for those who haven't seen it, go see it in theaters. It's a great movie to see on the big screen. It's a good way to support the franchise, and you might be a little confused going in because does take place after the Tournament of Power, but I overall enjoyed it. Dragon Ball Super Broly, as the first Dragon Ball Super movie, it's pretty damn good. As a third installment of these new movies, it's pretty solid, but I think I liked Battle of Gods a little bit more. Like, I always felt Battle of Gods was still a fun movie, and that could be because lately I've been kind of more of a fan of the filler episodes. Not necessarily the side stories, but more just whenever the characters are just hanging out and chilling. So the whole Battle of Gods movie really satisfied me because these are just the characters just chilling out and having fun. It's where they feel more real and fourth dimensional in a sense. So with Broly, it is straight-up action. It gives everything a fan would want. It establishes Broly into the continuity of the series and the franchise. It completely fixes up some minor continuity and upgrades it to a whole nother level. What everybody said about this movie is great. I enjoyed it, so I'd give it probably about an 8 out of 10. It's not as good as Battle of Gods. It is a little better than Resurrection F, although Resurrection F was okay. But I had fun with it, and I'd say definitely check it out. So yeah, that's it, guys, for this opening night. I just wanted to get this out there for Friday, give you guys a Friday opening night, which we're going to try to do and keep on schedule and see new movies. If there are any movies you would like me to see in theaters, or if you have any movie requests for me to review in this form, link down below to our Patreon page. You can support us there and send us your requests for whatever movie you want us to see next or do for an opening night. But if you donate enough, you could maybe get a request for a Big Jack Films review coming soon. But aside from that, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. This is Big Jack Films signing off, saying that this movie is over 9,000!